All right, it looks like we are live.
Okay.
Hello, everybody. Social networking professionals, how are you? All right, I'm going to pull it up on my phone here while you guys are all hopping on live.
I'm doing too.
All right. I hope everybody is having an awesome week. And I hope you guys are excited for today's training. Oh my gosh, I know I was excited while researching to do it. It was so cool. All right.
I'm super excited because I'm a big believer that the more places we can be seen, the more people will find us.
Yes, that is so true. And hold on here. I'm just not seeing us live in the group. Are you seeing us live in the group, Ruth?
Live? No. Oh, wait. There we are. I see us.
Okay, maybe Facebook just says, I'm still not seeing it. That's weird. Maybe.
A little bit further down, we have Ruth here with us, and Jenny, and Karen, and Gayla. Hi, ladies. We've got
I'm still not seeing us. Hey, guys. Hey, Luann. Hey, Ruth. How are you? And I definitely want to see it because once I do my screen share, I won't be able to see my computer screen anymore. So let's
go down a little bit on Facebook, Trish. It's kind of far down. It was kind of weird.
Yeah, that's really weird. It's right in the top of the feed, and I'm not seeing us. Hey, Marlene, how are you? All right, we're going to close Facebook and start over. So anyway, guys, while you're hopping on and dropping in where you're joining us from, also tell us what you're most excited about from today's training. I know you know it's about Instagram. This is something we haven't really ever trained on before. And so share with us what you guys are most excited about. And
Linda's joining us from Arkansas. Thanks for hopping on, Linda. And hey, Ed, how are you?
Finally. How are you? All right, I got it. All right, now I can see everybody's name too. So perfect. I see, let's see, we got Jenny and oh my gosh, we got lots of people on here, and Karen and Ruth and Ed. All right, so cool, so cool. Whitney, how are you guys? I love how we get people. Ah, Luann. Luann noticed my new room. I love it too, Luann, especially the piano in the fireplace. So, all right. Well, guys, we are going to hop right in. So excited for what we've got to share with you today. And this is a topic that I can tell you we're going to like literally just scratch the surface on today. Like we're going to have to be doing more training on this because there's just so much. And we just couldn't fit it into one training. So it's definitely another topic we're going to be doing more with. And so we're really excited. So let me go ahead and share my slides. We will go ahead and drop this in here.
So guys, I'm curious. Let us know in the comments. Just comment me if you're currently using Instagram to grow your business. Just curious how many of you are on Instagram and if you're using it to grow your business.
Yeah. So yes, it is a green screen, Whitney. But yeah, drop in if you guys are using Instagram because, you know, one of the things that Ruth and I are firm believers in, and you got to do it in phases because you can't do it all at once or, you know, you're just not going to be effective. But it's getting your content out on as many platforms as possible. And when you can really simplify things and use and reuse content that you've already got, you can get on multiple platforms pretty simply. So I'm going to click on that. Let's see here. Lots of people who are starting to use it and are using it. That's great. Love it, love it, love it.
Fantastic.
All right. So for those of you who, well, here we are, obviously, guys. How to create a Rockstar brand using Instagram is what we're going to be talking about today. I'm really excited to dive into that. And obviously, our mission is to show you simple strategies to build your business on social media and attract qualified prospects to you so that you're not out hunting and chasing down people and sending spammy messages and all of that stuff.
Okay, guys, so in case we haven't met, we've got lots of new people coming into our community here. I'm Ruth Sheridan, and you've already met Trisha Verzera. We are both network marketers. We came out of sort of the professional space. We're both CPAs. We're both moms, and we both got sick and tired of the grind. And we've been in network marketing for quite a while now. We're also marketing coaches. We were coaching for a big internet marketing company for a number of years. And recently, like as little as a few months ago, we have gone full time in our own businesses and in offering our own digital training and our own digital strategies. So super excited to be sharing those things with you. We did all of the things that network marketers typically do. We made our list of friends and family and went to the mall and went to meetups and did all of that stuff and literally exhausted ourselves. So we knew there had to be a better way, and we found it. We're six-figure income earners, and we've grown amazing businesses, and we're here to share with you those exact strategies.
Yeah, so I'm so excited to be here. And as Ruth and I coach people, the one thing that we find is people seem to be stuck on the same exact things. It's kind of across the board. It doesn't matter what company you're in. Everybody seems to struggle with the same things. And so that's why we're so passionate about really teaching better strategies to people to help you actually get results and start making money and live the life that you're wanting to live. So here's what we're going to learn today. We're going to talk to you about how to create the perfect professional Instagram bio, right? On Facebook, we call it a profile. On Instagram, it's a bio. We're going to give you a simple posting strategy, and we're going to give you some Instagram algorithm tips. All right. So great things to get you started.
Absolutely. And I just want to give a shout out to Karima. She says, "Hey, my queens."
Ah,
Karima is a lady who's been in our community for quite a long time now, and she just shows up in her business daily. She's so committed. So big kudos to you, Karima. And I want to say hello to Lynn. Thanks for joining in, Lynn, Genevieve.
yeah.
So let's dive in. So, guys, this is for you. If number one, you've burned through your warm market, you're fed up from chasing people around, sending those "hey girl" messages. I remember when I was building old school, every time I had to travel on an airplane, I would get anxious. Not because I had to fly, it's because I knew if I sat beside someone, I had to prospect them. And
Yeah.
it felt weird. So drop me a weird in the comments, guys, if you've ever felt weird talking to strangers. I certainly did. So this is also for you if you're sick of the old school network marketing BS, right? It's so funny that our own network marketing team, they've called us Team Truth. So Trisha and Ruth combined, they came up with it. It's kind of cute. I love it.
I love it.
But we are all about no BS zone. We tell the real deal. Network marketing is not easy. It's simple, but it's not easy. Same thing with growing your business on the internet. It's not easy, but there are some very simple strategies that you can start following that will help you build your business online. Yeah, Jenny, no more BS.
That's right.
Exactly. This is also for you if you're just getting started and you don't want to waste your time messaging friends, getting unfriended, chasing friends and family. If that feels weird to you, if that just doesn't feel right, then this is for you. And this is also for you if you're a leader who takes control of their business. I know that that's something we had to do. We burned through our warm market. We realized that many of those cold prospecting techniques didn't work so well. They worked sometimes, but they were a huge amount of time and effort to maybe find one or two people to take a look at our business. So we decided to take our business into our own hands, learn digital marketing skills, and grow it. And now we're here to teach you.
Yeah, Ruth, I love that last one too, because I remember hearing a leader speak a couple of years ago, and he just kept repeating, if it's to be, it's up to me. And I kept thinking to myself, yeah, it is, right? Like if I want this, it's up to me to figure it out. It's up to me to train myself, get that knowledge. And so, that was just one of my mottos for a couple of years while I was going through all this stuff. Anytime I might get frustrated, just repeat, if it's to be, it's up to me. So guys, if that's you too, just drop us a leader below, right? If you know that it's not about, yes, it's great to have a good upline. It's great to have a great support system, but ultimately it's in your core, right? So we love that. We've got a big group of leaders here. I know it. So this is not for you if you're looking for a push button strategy, right? If you are looking for it to be easy, and I laugh all the time, I always think of that little easy button you can get at Staples. And you hit it, that was easy. No, like that is not how this works. Like it's a lot of time and effort. And just because you're online really doesn't make this business any easier. It helps you find the right people faster when you learn the right strategies, but you still have to work. So this is also not for you if you're not willing to be consistent. Here's the thing. It doesn't matter if you're building online or offline. If you are not consistent in this industry, and to be honest, let's be real, if you're not consistent with anything in life, you're really not going to get a result. And, consistency is key. It's just like having a gym membership. You can have this great membership, but if you don't show up and use that membership regularly, you're not going to get any results. Your muscles aren't just going to appear. You're not going to get results because your spouse goes to the gym, right? You have to show up too. And it's the same thing with this. Also, it says not for you if you're okay with what you're currently doing. I'm going to guess if you're on this live today, what you're currently doing is not working, right? And if you're just happy with continuing to do that because that's what you know and you are resistant to change, this isn't the right space for you or the right training for you, okay? And also, this is not for you if you're looking for a way not to talk to people, okay? I think this is a huge misconception that people think if they're building online that they don't have to talk to people. That's not true. You still have to talk to people. It's so, so, so important because it's still about building relationships. No matter how you're building your business, network marketing is about building relationships. So you have to talk to people.
So Trish,
Yeah.
I wrote a right t-shirt today.
Yes, you did.
Hashtag consistent. So I always tell people consistency beats talent all the time, right? And if you can commit to yourself to be consistent in your business and be consistent in talking to people and be consistent and applying some of the techniques that we teach, your business will grow. It's the consistency that will make it happen.
Yeah.
So, I picked the right clothing.
You did. I love it. I want that shirt.
So this is important to you right now. 99% of network marketers aren't current with strategies that are working. And instead, they're sending out 10 to 15 copy paste messages to strangers every day, crossing their fingers that someone might reply and might be interested. Okay. I used to do it. Probably most of us have done it. I did it when I felt desperate, but it didn't grow my business. It just did not work well. This is also important because social media has endless prospects and you need to know how to attract them to you. You need to know how to attract those people who are actually looking for what you have to offer so that when you do have the conversations, they're meaningful. You don't get as much rejection. You don't have to feel weird because those people generally have interacted with you, if not reached out to you for more information. This is also important if you want to be a relevant leader. To be a relevant leader, you've got to be on the cutting edge of what's happening in our world. And I don't know about you, but if you've looked around lately, most people are home and they're not going to meetups and they're not having coffee dates and not going to the mall to prospect, right? So you got to be on the leading edge of what works now. And social media changes all the time. What worked 5 years ago just isn't working now.
Yeah. And I love that you said that, Ruth, because it was a rude awakening, I think, to this industry for people who've been building very traditionally for years when COVID hit. Because literally everything that they've been doing stopped, right? They couldn't, not only could they not do the meetups, they couldn't even fly to places to do things like they were used to doing, right? A lot of people would travel to different cities, a lot of leaders would, to do events for their teams. That was no longer happening. Starbucks was no longer happening. I mean, literally everybody had to, they had to make changes. And if they weren't willing to make those changes, their business suffered a lot. So luckily we had all of our stuff together. It was awesome. It was business as usual.
So funny, Trish. When you said Starbucks, it made me like this thing happened in my brain, and it made me think of a day that I went to Starbucks. I spent 8 hours there, and I would sit and I would look around and go, oh, okay, there's someone who looks good over there. Maybe I'll go sit beside them now and try and strike up a conversation. And then when they would leave, I would scout out, who do I want to sit again next to next? I think the people who worked there literally thought I was crazy.
Yeah. I used to, as I would be talking to the people I was meeting at Starbucks, I would talk louder so the people next to me could also hear, trying to like, get people eavesdropping, right? Oh, it's so embarrassing. I'm glad those days are over. So, guys, how would it feel to really have a simple roadmap to get 10 to 20 leads from one Instagram post, right? So, we're going to give you some tools today that are going to help you get there. How would it feel to never have to chase people again, right? So, if you're using these systems, if you're using the tools that Instagram has, just like with Facebook, you're going to be able to find ways to really get into that niche market that you're looking for. And when you can do that, you won't be chasing people because they're going to be coming to you. Also, how would it feel to build a tribe of people who want it as much as you do? I can share with you, it's amazing to work with people who want it as much as you do. Like, it's so refreshing. It makes this industry fun again, right? When you truly get to be surrounded by people who are the go-getters, the A players, the people, who want to get trained, who go to convention, all the people who are really professionals in their business. Those are the types of people you're going to be able to attract to you when you follow all these strategies. And how would it feel to have confidence when you show up on social media, right? To not feel like you're just winging it, to actually know that what you're doing will work if you stay consistent, and that you have a plan, and that you can put stuff together in a way that is sequential and is going to really start getting that tribe of people coming to you.
Luann says, how about handing out samples to people while they're waiting in line to order their coffee? That's weird.
Yeah, that too.
I did it too. Totally.
Oh, or the checkout line. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so embarrassing.
Yeah. Okay, guys. So, secret number one, how to create your Instagram bio. So, your bio is super important because as your posts start to attract people, they're going to click on your name to see who the heck you are. And if you stack your bio the right way, you can actually get leads. You can let people know what you're all about. You can point them to different things you're offering. So it's pretty darn cool. And in some trainings coming up, not today, but in some trainings coming up, we're going to actually show you that there's ways to sell things on Instagram as well. So basically, your Instagram bio should, number one, show your brand's personality, promote your business, and convince people to follow you. That means that you've got to be putting out some value there, right? You have to give them a reason to follow you. So you have to be sort of interesting to them. So what does interesting look like? It goes back to all those trainings we talk about being a valuable resource for your avatar. So if your ideal business prospect is, maybe a network marketer, then you could be saying in your bio that you share network marketing tips for success. If your avatar is someone who is looking to lose weight, then in your bio, you want to let people know that you're going to be sharing weight loss tips and strategies and exercise and whatever it is you're going to do to help that person. So you've got to give people a reason that they should be following you. You use keywords in the name field, which means you're going to want to use words that maybe people are searching for, right? Next thing is tell people what your business is, what you do, and why they need you. So again, giving them a reason to follow you, clearly stating what you offer out there for your avatar or for your audience. Convince people to not only follow you, but also complete a particular task of your choosing. So you'll notice when you do visit the Instagram bio, there's a place where you can put a link. So you could link your website. If you have a sales funnel, you could link that. You could point them pretty much anywhere you want to point them. If you've got videos over on YouTube, you could send them over there. But that's the place where you can point people. Now, when we're pointing people, we're always bringing people to the next step with us, right? So that we have an opportunity to have a closer relationship. One of the very first things I did on Instagram back when I started using it a few years ago, I didn't have fancy sales funnels. I didn't have my own products or my own kind of, affiliate programs or anything like that. But I did write a newsletter. I had an autoresponder, and every week I put out a newsletter. So I had a little link in there that people could join my newsletter. So I was building my list. So always think about where is the next place you want to send people to help them get to know you better, right? Because social media is really, really about creating relationship, conversations, getting to know people better, warming up that cold audience so that they come to know, like, and trust you and want to do business with you. So that's really the purpose of sending people somewhere else. Make sure your niche or your service is clear, and make sure it connects with the right people. So again, it comes back to really understanding who specifically it is that you want to attract. Who is that person, and what problem are they searching for an answer to? So what are their biggest problems? Make sure in your bio, you let them know you're going to be the solution provider to that problem. That's what's going to create a loyal following. Make sure you're sharing your skills, your experience to build trust with that target audience, okay? And add emojis and fun things. You can add them right in your bio. It makes it more interesting to look at. It gives it a fresh feel, looks really fun, and it really is a way to put your personality across as well.
I love that. And so just out of curiosity, I wanted to actually make sure we clarify one thing on here too. When we talk about your website, it's not your company replicated website, right? So that's not where you're sending people. It could be, like Ruth was saying, if you've got a website or if you've got courses, one of the places we send people to is to the Social Networking Professionals group, right? Because we've got on there that we teach strategies, that we teach other network marketers. So that's what we have. And our link is actually coming to this group. So it's knowing what it is, but you're following all the same rules of attraction marketing where you're not talking about your company or your products. It's what value it is you're providing and things like that. So just wanted to make sure that made sense to everybody.
Oh, thanks for throwing that in, Trish, because that's super important. Because think about it, guys. How often, and I used to do it, how often do you share that, company replicated website link and nobody ever buys from it? They don't. It just doesn't work. So that's not the purpose of, that's not the place to put it.
Right. So guys, first of all, if you have a place to send somebody, drop us, just say place below so we know. And if you don't have a place, drop in need a place. Okay. Just so we can kind of see, because we can give you guys some other ideas of things that you can do, because it truly can be almost anything. It can even be sending somebody to a PDF that's going to share tips with them, right? It doesn't, It doesn't have to be like a website, if that makes sense. So just want to make sure. All right, so secret number 2 is to have a simple posting strategy. So when we get started with Instagram, it's a little bit different than Facebook. All right, so some of the best posting practices we're going to go over here, but one, the biggest thing is making sure you're consistent. All right, so even though Facebook, it is about being consistent and it's not about, overdoing it. Facebook is very different. Where with Instagram, it's not so much about the number of days that you're posting or things like that. They're very specific on their algorithm, and we're going to cover a little bit more down below. But posting consistently is going to improve your algorithm. Okay, so making sure that you are getting good content out there, getting good posts, obviously, that are going to speak to and resonate with your avatar. And again, this could be, you could reuse something you've already put on Facebook. So you don't have to go out and create something brand new. It can be a video, it can be an actual just regular post. That is one thing. Instagram doesn't care so much about whether it's a video or just a written post. Facebook is all about the video. Instagram doesn't care. All right, so that's definitely one big difference. The other thing with being consistent is it's going to signal the algorithm that you're a quality account. And so, as opposed to you just going out and interacting with people like you do on Facebook to, get more eyes on your stuff, here your consistency is going to be more important. So that Instagram knows that, yes, you are quality. You're not just a random person showing up occasionally, that you actually have good content. So as far as your ideal posting frequency, it's going to depend on you and your business goals and what you can stay consistent with, right? So over on Facebook, if any of you had watched the live I did the other morning, one of the things that's recently changed, and I know years ago when Ruth and I started this, we were taught to post like 8 to 10 times a day. That's not what you do on Facebook anymore. And in fact, right now, Facebook is actually wanting you to post more like every other day. Or if you do post every day, if you post more, make sure you have at least 8 hours in between posts. Otherwise, it confuses the Facebook algorithm. What Facebook is trying to do is get everybody into stories. And so they're saying, hey, post every other day, but post 5-10 times a day into your stories, right? That's where that Facebook newsfeed is going. Here on Instagram, it's saying, we don't really care how many times a day you post, whether you post every day, whether you post every other day, but whatever you choose, stay consistent with it. So if you start posting several times a day, you need to continue that pattern. You have to keep that pattern going, or you're going to start losing your followers. A lot of times we get all excited. We're brand new on Instagram. We're like, ooh, let me post 4 times a day today. But then you don't post for another week, right? Instagram is not going to like that. So for Instagram, you can post once a day. You can post twice a day. You can post 3 times a day. It doesn't matter. Just make sure whatever you do today, you continue to do every day going forward. So hopefully that makes sense. Now, if you choose to post just maybe 3 or 4 times a week, that's okay. Always post 3 to 4 times a week, okay? But if you're not posting daily, you do want to be in your stories every single day. Your stories are going to be just as important in Instagram because, again, it's more about the consistency with your followers, and your followers want to know you're showing up every day, okay? So even if you don't post every day, make sure that you're at least doing stories every single day. So hopefully that makes sense. Guys, is that making sense? If so, drop me some hearts. All right, drop me some hearts. So again, just commit to a posting schedule that you can maintain. All right. And there are some different schedulers out there. One of the things that I know a lot of people seem to use is something called later.com. It's something I've just started with, so I don't have all the ins and outs of it just yet, but it is something that will allow you to have a posting schedule. So again, consistently posting 3 times a week is better than multiple times one day and only once the next day. All right, so just stay consistent. And then again, I think I said it, but we'll mention it. Just like with Facebook, make sure that your posts are relevant. and speak to your avatar. Because again, that's going to be super duper important when it comes to making sure you've got the right people following you.
And secret number 3, here are some algorithm tips. We're always looking to get around that algorithm. So we've got some tips coming up on the next slide. So when it comes to the algorithm, Instagram actually can predict how much you care about a post. And that's how they determine really what they're showing in your Instagram feed, right? So they know all your behaviors. They know the videos you watch. They know the videos you click hearts on and likes and leave comments on. And they take all this data and they figure out, okay, what posts from your followers should they show to you? And vice versa, right? Your Instagram feed isn't just based on who you follow, it's also based on who and what you like. The more the Instagram algorithm thinks you're going to like that post, the higher it'll appear in your news feed. So that goes along with not only who your followers are and how you interact on their posts, it's like, what ads are you watching, right? As ads come up in your news feed, what ads are you watching? Instagram knows this and they're going to put more ads like that in front of you. What Instagram TVs are you following? What searches are you doing, right? What hashtag searches are you doing? So Instagram's going to literally accumulate all this data, and that's how it knows what kind of post to put in front of you. The most important engagements for feed ranking are comments, likes, reshares, and for video posts, it's views, okay? So getting comments is important. So when you think about, your written Instagram post, then maybe ask some questions, right? Knowing that getting responses from people and comments is really important. Getting likes. So likes are important. What does that mean? Well, you've got to test out what kinds of pictures, what kinds of posts get the most likes for you, right? And when you have an Instagram business account, you can actually go in and it has insights just like Facebook, right? So you can go in and look at your posts and see which ones are getting the most likes, which ones are getting the most comments, what times of day are working best to put things in front of your viewers, right? The Instagram algorithm also determines your relationship with your followers. It's going to prioritize showing you parts from your friends, family, and accounts that you really care about. So basically, guys, Instagram knows all, just like Facebook knows all. They know all of our behaviors. They know what we like based on how we interact with things. They lump all those things together, and then selectively, they're going to choose what you see, right? And vice versa, what your followers see. So in order to show what you want, the algorithm uses the interactions from you to piece together who is closest to you and what's most relevant. Okay. So smash some of those love hearts, guys, if that makes sense to you, how that all works and why having relevant posts, having catchy looking posts are really, really important, as well as stories, right? Because it's going to take all the data from the stories as well. Timeliness. So not only does the algorithm pay attention to how much engagement your Instagram post gets, but also how long ago the photo was posted. So what that means is if you have a post that is still getting engagement on it, still getting maybe video views or likes and comments and shares, and that post is a week old, then Instagram's going to go, oh, that's a really popular post. I'm going to look at all the data of all of this person's followers and see if that post, that older post, should be placed in front of one of them, right? Use Instagram highlight insights to find out when your audience is most active. So you need a business Instagram account. to do that, to see those insights. And you can see when your particular audience, when your followers are on Instagram, when the majority are, and that's when you schedule your post, or that's when you make your post.
Yeah, so I'm going to stop the share for just a second. We'll go back to it in a minute here. Hold on. Yeah. So a couple of other things that I wanted to add in, because there just was so much information, but I thought this was really interesting, is Instagram is going to also reward you when people are commenting or sending you direct messages. It's like really important that you respond to them, because if you're not responding to their messages, you are basically going to lose your following on Instagram. So thought that was really interesting. You know, on Facebook, you always do it, but you can get away with it sometimes, not doing it so much. But Instagram wants to make sure that not only you're doing it, but you're doing it in a timely fashion. And so there are a couple tools for those of you who have like Facebook pages. You can go in, or even if you go to a business page on the desktop now, you're going to see both the Instagram and the Facebook there, the comments, where you can actually get back to people faster, which I think is super cool that they've integrated so many of these things together to make it easier to do these things. But the other thing is you can now, from your desktop, it doesn't have to be just on an app anymore. You can actually go in and respond to people through the desktop now. You can go in and do a lot of the insights through the desktop. You can do a lot of your research through the desktop, and you can actually start responding to messages now through the desktop. And that's a new thing. It used to just be, you know, through the app. So I love that, because I think for me, a lot of the reasons I didn't use Instagram as much is because it was only from my phone. And so if I'm out and about or I'm traveling, I would pretend to use Instagram more than if I was at home, when I would be on my desktop. And now that you've got the capability to do more, I think it's really awesome. So we've got some questions here. Are we still making sure we just post curiosity on Instagram too, or can we post pics of products? So if you're building through attraction marketing, you're still not going to want to be posting a lot about your products or your company, right? There are definitely some different tools, some ways to use Instagram a little bit differently, that we're going to teach down the road, where you can get away with some things, but it's not going to be so much through your posts. All right. It's going to be some other ways. But so no, you're still going to not do it that way. Karen says, what about blocking people? How does Instagram view that? Will it slow things down? I actually don't know the answer. Do you, Ruth?
I don't know definitively the answer, but I want to say it won't slow you down, because I don't believe Instagram would penalize you by blocking someone who's annoying.
Yeah. And I would think it would be similar to the Facebook on that, is the reason people get blocked is because they're doing things they're not supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
You know, you want followers. You're not going to block people when you're trying to get followers. You're only going to block those that are, you know, messing things up. So I think, you know, those are some of the main things that we wanted to be able to share with you guys. There's so much, just like anything when you're learning a new platform. But Whitney says, I get more junk comments and messages than anything else. Huh. That's interesting. I don't really get any. Do you, Ruth?
No, not really.
Yeah.
I get more junk comments on my Facebook page, actually.
Me too. Yeah, me too. That's interesting.
Mm.
So guys, we're gonna kind of wrap it up here. I'm gonna go back to the slides here in a minute, but if there's any specific comments that you have, let us know, or questions, I mean, that you have, let us know. We'll definitely try to answer those for you. But real quickly, I just kind of want to go back to our slides here. Let me go ahead and expand this again.
I just want to go back to Whitney's comment for a second, because something just came to mind.
Sure.
You might, Whitney, want to check out the hashtags that you're using on Instagram, and mix them up a little bit, because there might be one hashtag in there that's capturing a really, really diverse audience, and maybe it's coming in from that hashtag. So I would, if you're using Instagram a lot, I would start by testing out, remove one hashtag at a time and see which one of them is causing you the issues.
And it's funny, she had the same aha moment, Ruth.
Oh, really?
She said, I think it may be due to the hashtags I use.
Oh my gosh.
I love it.
Great mind, Sydney.
So Denise says, I'm having a hard time separating personal with business. I notice I get more engagement on personal posts rather than business. And Ruth, isn't that interesting? Because we teach how to kind of incorporate those together. I'm going to let you talk on that one if you don't mind.
Yeah, for sure. So I totally get what you mean, Denise. And in the beginning, when I first started using social media, my personal posts would get way more traction than anything else. And it was because most of the people who were following me were simply friends and family, right? And that's where a lot of it was coming from. Um, as I started to accumulate my avatar, my ideal business prospect, and started to add value, like give them helpful tips, that started to shift. And it shifted because the people who were following me now, there was more people who were interested in me as a business person than simply my friends and family on Facebook or Instagram. Um, Either way, though, I will tell you that whether it's a personal post of something about your personal life or it has a business twist to it, if it's a picture of you, it's likely to get way more likes, comments, shares, interactions than if it's a picture of a product or a picture of a flower or a picture of a landscape, because people want to see you, right? So I think with your business posts, if you haven't been putting, or I'm going to say business, kind of businessy posts, if they haven't contained a picture of you, then that could be why they're not getting as much traction.
And Denise, it sounds, I'm looking, she posted too, for example, a selfie gets 200 to 300 likes versus my before and after photos of work get only 15 to 25. And I'm going to guess, Denise, I've never seen your profile, but I'm going to guess it's the way you're writing the posts and the fact that they probably are talking more about a product specifically in a way that comes off a little salesy. And those are strategies that we teach to show people how to do them in a way to still get a bunch. Because Ruth did some before and afters on a product the other day, and you got what, over 100 comments on that, Ruth?
Mm-hmm. And a bunch of sales.
And a bunch of sales. So it's about how you're doing it. And those are the strategies we teach in our training here and in our courses and to our team. Those are some of the things. Let's see here. I'm having a hard time with my avatar because I have multi-talented jack of all trades. Yeah, Denise, I would definitely suggest you potentially reaching out to Ruth or I and us hopping on a strategy call with you, because we can for sure send you in the right direction with some information. I think a real attraction marketing training for you is going to be really, really helpful.
And just so you know, Denise, when I first started online, a long time now, maybe 5 years ago, I had a really diverse skill set. Yes, I was in network marketing. I owned a gym. I'm a CPA. I talk a lot about money. Like having a diverse skill set can be a blessing and a curse, because when we're online, if we talk about too many things, all we do is confuse people what we're all about, and we end up attracting no one. And that happened to me. I was taking all these different skill sets I had and talking about them because I was adding value, and I was crossing my fingers that some of it would stick. And it's not until we get clarity around exactly who we want to attract and show up for that person, that can happen. So as Trish said, I went through that and had to completely shift my focus. And so, yeah, make sure you reach out to us and maybe we can help you bring some clarity to that.
Yeah, for sure. I love it. So guys, yeah, she's saying, yep, I think I'm confusing. Love it. Love it. I just wanted to answer one other question too before I go to the next slide. Genevieve said, Do I set up a business Instagram the same way I do a personal one? So yes, actually you set up your personal Instagram and then you go into settings and there's a way to then convert it into a business one. So it's actually pretty simple, but you start with that personal profile first to do that. So you can just convert it over. All right. Yeah, so Denise, yeah, just message us, message one of us, and we'll get you a calendar link and get you set up for that for sure. So the next thing, guys, first of all, I hope you guys found value in this. If you found value, drop us a value below, right? Drop us a value. But the next thing, just to wrap up, I wanted to, we've got our Facebook Stories Challenge that kicks off on Monday. We are super duper excited about it. And so if you are not registered, we want to make sure that you're going to get registered. In this challenge, you're going to learn easy ways to follow instructions on how to create engaging Facebook stories, keep prospects coming to you. We're going to show you specific story ideas. We're going to help you use the different features. And we're going to give you some hacks. We're going to give you a cheat sheet. We've got all sorts of things. And we are going to give you homework every single day so that you can be implementing everything that you learn. And we're going to have a private Facebook group to connect you with other marketers and stuff to make sure that your questions are getting answered. So these are all things that are going to be in that Facebook Stories Challenge that, again, kicks off on Monday. We would love to have you in it. So if you are not registered, here is the link, right? So you can go to socialnetworkingprofessionals.com/FB for Facebook, SC for Stories Challenge. So FBSC, right? So if you are not registered, get registered. If you are registered, drop us a register below so we know who's going to be joining us for this challenge. This is something we really love doing and want to have as many people in there as possible. So.
And just so you guys know, the reason we put this challenge together, we had done it once before, saw some incredible results people were having, but Facebook stories are hot right now. That's the way to be seen. And if you're not really leveraging Facebook stories, then it's likely you're not reaching as many people as you possibly could. So we're excited for this because with all those algorithm changes, Facebook stories is the hot thing. That's what Facebook is showing. So we want to make sure that you understand the quickest way to monetize your social media, and it's through Facebook stories. So I always love that. Monetize your social media instead of just posting and having it happen.
Yeah, that's the thing, guys. You can really leverage, gosh, you can leverage social media for so many things, but yeah, the monetizing piece is beautiful for sure. So you want to be doing that. But I'm so excited. I hope you guys love today's training. Again, this is a topic we're going to be diving more into as more and more people are wanting to do multiple platforms. And we'll be diving deeper on it. So definitely stay tuned. And thanks for joining us today. We appreciate your time. And if you loved it, drop us some love hearts. Give us some love hearts to end the training with. And we'll see you next week.
Have an awesome day, guys. See you next week.
Bye.